Well, it was kind of a slow day today. I was supposed to get a UPS or Amazon package for a spindle for a Craftsman today. I just figured it was going to come with everything else with the Amazon shipment. See, out here, Amazon takes the packages to the post office delivers it. It's called the last mile delivery. I assume that's what this was, but it wasn't. They actually shipped it through the United States Postal Office. So it left Kansas City this morning. So I don't know how it's supposed to be here this morning, because, you know, it's got to go through Sedalia and Columbia. And the thing is when I say Kansas City, Sedalia, and Columbia, for those who know what I'm talking about, that's Highway 70. See, I'm way down here. So Kansas City's up here. I'm down here. Columbia's up here. Sedalia is just north of us. You know, good long ways. So you got to go to Kansas City to Sedalia, back to Columbia, back to Sedalia, down to me. It's absolutely crazy. Now all the trolls will know exactly where I live. They'll be hunting me down like a banshee. Although they really don't know what down here means. So I've got 5 lawnmowers back here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. Yeah. Guy just picked one up today. So I had 6, but it was finished a couple days ago. That's the one I thought I was going to get done today. I just got it yesterday. I thought I was going to get it done today. This one showed up last night. It just needs mower blades. She needs a mower blade. So it lost one. This one I got to do transmission work, so I'm going to drop the transmission, put a new fan on it. I'm going to change the transmission fluid. I got a little bit work to do left on the deck, but I'm still waiting on parts for that. And this just turned into an escalation, one thing after another kept running into. That one needs a drive belt. That one's taking forever to get here. Fortunately, he's not in a hurry for that. And the guy who owns this one also owns this one. And this one just needs drive belt and a deck belt and new blades. I'm waiting for the belts. I should say I'm waiting for the drive belt, because somebody's going to say, well, there's a belt right there. This is the deck belt. And see, Stins. For all those people who criticize me that I don't use aftermarket, I do use aftermarket. But when I use the drive belt on these MTDs, I go OEM. So I'm actually mixing and matching. I'm using OEM on the deck or on the drive, and Stins on the deck. So I've gotten a lot of these MTDs. This is a MTD here. Believe it or not, this is a Craftsman. I'll prove it to you. So when you have the transmission, this is how you speed and slow down your mower. See, it's got forward and reverse. This is how you make it go faster and slower. So you come over to the Craftsman, it's got the same thing. The brake's not set on that one. So they're identical. The deck, the tires, the engine, everything is identical. It's just a different name and different color. So that Murray that just left here was identical to these. Now what's so funny is the 3 years that I've been working at this place, I have not worked on an MTD mower. But now I've worked on 4. These 2, that Murray, and another Craftsman just like this one a few days ago. So the guy who had the Murray, he wanted basically a complete service, and the deck and the belts changed. So oil change, spark plugs. They don't have oil filters, which is dangerous because I'm on this big hill. If you don't have that oil filter, that means you have splash. That means the oil can shift away from that oil slinger, and you're running dry on these hills. 15-degree angles, all you're allowed to have. Now this Craftsman, this is 18, and that's got an oil pump on this one. So he comes and picks his Murray up. Let's just pretend this is the Murray. So, you know, regular service, new blades, new belts. So since it's an MTD, OEM belts on the drive. I'm 1000% positive that if you put OEM belts on the drive, you're never going to have a problem. and then a regular Stins belt like that one for the deck. Basically the same setup. Well, I mean, it is the same setup. So I've had it for 2 days and I've been messing around with it. Now, it did have a carburetor issue, but that was probably my fault. It ran fine, and then after I did the service, it didn't run fine. There was something wrong with the carburetor. So my guess is when I took the fuel line off, the fuel filter, it must have broke a piece of that fuel line off, and it got lodged up in the carburetor. So I just cleaned the carburetor out, put a new fuel line on it, and ran fine. But I've been running it around just to make sure it worked okay. I don't know, several times I always test them before I call. Now, with a deck belt change, really nothing can go wrong. I mean, it's pretty standard stuff unless you just put it on wrong. But you would have found that out, as much as I tested it, you would have found that out pretty quick. So him and another guy come. Now, the other guy brought his weed eater over here. That guy had the weed eater completely disassembled, and he was missing a spring. So I found the spring off one I had in the camper here. I put it together. I burned out all the crust and the oil and the sludge and the tar out of the muffler. Burned all that out, and I put a new carburetor on it. It was running great. So the guy who owns the weed eater owns the truck with the trailer. The guy with the MTD was riding with him. Guy with the MTD comes over, gives me money. He's very excited, very happy. Guy with the weed eater, he's very happy. The guy with the mower says, "Hey, did you check that PTO?" And I said, "You didn't mention anything on that work order about a PTO." I said, "But I tested the deck belt many times and I haven't had any problems." So I jumped back on the mower and I ran it up the hill. I turned the blade on, which is right here. That's all you got to do. It engaged. He gave me a thumbs up. I came back around with the mower. I slowed it down, put it up on the trailer, and I set the parking brake. All you got to do is set the parking brake, push the brake down. That's it. That's all you got to do. Now, when you do that, you can't move this anymore. In order to move this, you have to push the brake back down. So that's set. The other thing is when you do that, some of these MTDs, I'm noticing that this Craftsman doesn't work that way. You can't get it out of gear. It'll lock in gear also. So, no problem. So they leave, they're all happy, and they're 20 minutes away from me. So I mean, it's a good long trip. Well, 20 minutes passed and I get a text message from the guy who owns the MTD. He says, "Hey, the other guy's bringing that mower back. It's stuck in gear and the clutch is stuck." And it was real rude. That's all. It was just, okay. So I instantly message back and I say, "Did you disengage the brake release?" No answer. Nothing. So I call the guy who's bringing it back, the one with the weed eater. He's the one that's bringing it back. The guy who owns it isn't bringing it back. So I call both of them. After I messaged him and he didn't respond, I called both of them. The guy, let's see, how did that work? I called the owner of it twice. So the guy I called, the owner the first time, went straight to voicemail. So he must have had the phone off. So I called the guy who was bringing it, went straight to voicemail, so must have had the phone off. Called the guy back with the, who owns it, and it rang 4 times, went to voicemail. So now it's on, but he's just ignoring it. So I'm pretty sure they're upset that the mower is not working for them. Now, the trolls are just gonna love this. They're gonna say, "Oh yeah, I knew you don't know how to work on lawnmowers. You prove it every day, don't you?" So, Carolyn brings out lunch, and I'm eating the lunch, and sure enough, this guy pulls up. And I walk up there, because I already know what's wrong with it. And so I walk up there, he gets out of the truck, it's on the trailer, and I said, "Did you lift this up before you tried to put it in gear and all that?" "No, I have no idea what that does," he says. Okay. So I get on it. I push the brake down. I said, "That you didn't do that." "No, I don't know what that does." I said, "It releases the clutch." That locks the brake. That's an emergency brake. Oh, I didn't know that. How you been operating it? Not only is this an emergency brake, this is how you speed and slow down the mower. If you want to go faster, you go higher up. See, there's numbers on it. 1, 2. You got parking brake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 gears and a parking brake. And they don't know how to operate it. I made him unload that from the trailer so I could test drive it. I said, I don't want you leaving here without me test driving it. I want to drive it around and make sure it works. That way when you go back, you can know that it was working. So I took it all the way around that building over there. And I made him watch the whole time. And he says, you seem aggravated. And I said, I'm not aggravated that you didn't know how to use it. I'm aggravated you guys didn't answer the phone. We could have saved all this time with a 30-second phone call. You didn't answer the phone. He didn't answer his text. He didn't answer the phone. Well, yeah, I guess we should have. He says, I didn't hear my phone ring. I said, well, your phone's off. Oh, yeah, it is. So, you know, they were mad. I know what it was. They were mad because the mower didn't work when they got it. And so they thought they were going to have me come over and fix it. Instead of just realizing that they may have not been operating it correctly. So he immediately starts acting very humble. I'm going to go down here and check my ultrasonic cleaner. We still got 5 minutes. And he's starting to over-explain everything. And what happened. And of course he's not telling the truth. If they were telling the truth, they would answer the phone. They would have said, hey man, yeah, the mower, I can't get it off the trailer. What'd you do? What's the magic trick? What's the combination? I used to build databases for a living. And once you build a database, after you get it done testing and everything, things don't usually change anything in it unless you upgrade Windows. So, you know, I started working with Windows 97, making databases. Maybe it was Access 97. Windows 95, Access 97, that's what it was. So, Microsoft Office is what it was called. And I was building databases in them. Well, as you know, I was self-employed. I was building databases for companies to track their records in. This database was being used in multiple companies throughout the country. Minnesota, Michigan, Indiana, Wisconsin, all through Missouri and Iowa, Maryland. So they're being used all over the place. And inevitably, you get a new employee come in, your database is broke, it doesn't work. I've tried to do this and it won't work. So there was a few ways I could do things remotely. I could tap into their computers, or sometimes if they had a big enough file system. I also had a program where they could buy a system from me on the internet, so they could actually load the database onto the internet also, and I could look at it. And so they'd upload it, I'd download it, I'd be walking through it with them, and they would right here, see, I can't get it to work. Well, that's where you enter the date. Yeah, I typed in September. No, you got to type in 09. Oh, that's ridiculous. Why would I want to do that? And that was one of them one time. So this thing's about ready to ding. So, and this is at 14 minutes right here. Now, when you get the video, I say 14 minutes. It may have been edited down to get out some of the stumbles. So if you'll click this up next box, it'll take you to video over my other channel. I really appreciate it. Go check it out. So I hope I can inspire you. I don't know. I have a problem dealing with people. They aggravate me. So that's hope I can inspire you to learn from my inabilities so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.